G'day guys, welcome back. Here's another German reaction video. This time we're going to look at 15 funny German curse words. So this should be interesting, see whether YouTube block it and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, again, it's another reaction to Feely from Germany. If you don't know who this person is, make sure you go over to her not her website, over to her channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. She's got lots of videos, lots of really interesting things, the difference between America and Germany. Of course, I'm not American, I am Australian. I'm an Australian living in the Philippines. So this will be interesting to see because when you look at any languages, again, particularly in English, cursing is pretty commonplace, particularly in Australia, and there's lots and lots of creative ways that you can actually curse at someone, and there's lots of deep meaning and workarounds and words that sound like something or jobs and all that sort of stuff. There's a heap of ways of denigrating people. So it'd be interesting to see what they're like in German. So let's get stuck into it. Like and subscribe, and let's start.
Now let's start with one of my personal favorites, Arschgeige.
Alright, so straight off the bat, we've got Arschgeiger. Alright, so I know what Arsch is. Arsch is ass. But I don't know what Geiger is. I do know Geiger counter. And I think he was a German guy. But that's probably just his last name. So Arschgeiger. So arse face. No, that's not face. Arse. The equivalent would be just arsehole in English.
It literally translates to ass violin, but it has nothing to do with playing an instrument. It's simply an insult, and a rather strong one too. It's pretty similar to asshole, Arschloch in German, or simply Arsch, ass, but maybe a degree less severe. It could also be translated to jerk or idiot, but it's important to know that Arschgeige can't really be used in a joke or something like that, so don't go to Germany and call people this for fun.
So why a violin? Maybe the hole in the violin? That's strange.
Let's stick with the whole ass theme for a second and talk about the expression Arsch mit Ohren.
Alright, so ass with Ohren, ears. An ass with ears. You're an ass with ears. So ass face. Ass face. Ass head. Ass. Yeah. Ass head or ass face.
Ass with ears. While Arschgeige usually sounds pretty offensive when it's actually used, and only sounds funny when you think about it, I feel like it's really hard to stay serious about this one, even if the other person is actually mad. I mean, calling someone Arsch mit Ohren basically suggests that instead of a human with ears, they're nothing but a walking ass. With ears. That's just a really funny image. There's even a painting based on this expression by John Hartfield from 1929, so it must be an older expression. The next one is also an insult that...
So with like all derogative terms, it's a way that you say this, say the words. It's the intonation that you put on the word. I teach my students all the time that, bad words in English, they can be said two ways. They can be said in a nice way or they can be said in a nasty way. And that gives all the meaning. Just a simple word like shut up. Okay, if you mean it, shut up. Okay, well then that means shut up. But you can go shut up, which means I don't believe you. So because English and German are so similar, I'm sure it's exactly the same. That these words can be used with your friends just as much as your enemies.
That I personally think sounds really funny, even though those who use it are usually pretty serious about it. It's blöde Kuh, which...
Blöde. I don't know what blöde means. Kuh is cow, isn't it? Kuh, cow. Bluder. Oh, I've got a feeling I know that word, but I don't know. Just can't. What? It's not as simple as blue, is it? Bluder cow. Blue cow? I'm gonna kick myself when I hear this. The meaning of bluder.
Which means stupid cow.
Stupid.
It's an insult that mostly kids
I'm so fucking bluder. Oh, how did I not know that?
use, and maybe it's because we've been so desensitized to curse words nowadays.
Well, that one just basically transfers perfectly to English because stupid cow. Okay, that's what we call women. We call women that are stupid, we say stupid cow. You're a stupid cow.
But blöde Kuh, to me, just sounds so amusingly innocent. You stupid cow. Now, this one also has to do with kids, but it's not an insult like the other ones. It's the German equivalent of expressions like fudge or poop, and it's Scheibenkleister.
So Scheiben is pen, isn't it? Or writing, or schreibe? Oh no, it's with an. Is that with an R? Scheibenkleister. Kleister is like Meister. Shiny?
I honestly don't even know how to translate this because it's a compound word that doesn't even exist outside of this. Scheibe would be like a window pane or disc, and Kleister is paste.
Okay, so not Schreiben, Scheiben, window glue. How would that be an insult? You are like... You're like putty. Okay. So it might be like... You're dull. You're just dumb. You're just here to fill in the gap. Alright, I could kinda get that.
Or glue. So I guess it would be like a window pane glue or something like that. In reality, it's just a way to avoid saying Scheiße in German, which means shit, and is probably the #1 most used.
You're only here, but nobody notices you. Yeah, you've got a job to do. Yeah, it's important, but nobody knows who you are.
Curse word in German. You could also say Kacke or Mist. Those are all synonyms.
Alright, so Kaka has an English variant, which is just cack. When something is shit, you just say it's cack. So I wonder if that word also, a lot of English words, about 50% of English words have German origin, so I wonder if Kaka just became cack.
But Scheiße is definitely the one that you'll hear the most, and also the one that's considered the most vulgar of those synonyms. And to avoid saying it when kids are around, some people say Scheibenkleister.
Alright, so yeah, because it's Scheiße and then Scheib, so you can start it off with shy, like when people in English they say, oh, shut the fridge door, instead of shut the fuck up, or shut the fudge door, fudge.
Instead, which actually comes in really handy because it starts the same way as Scheiße, so you can go Scheibenkleister. In general, though, cursing isn't as...
And apparently fuck is a German word as well. So, a a lot of people don't realize what an important word that is in the English language and how it's used, and there's just so many variations. I think the longest word you can use just by saying fuck the longest sentence is about 26 words without using any other word. It's such an amazing word. Like I teach my kids, I say, of course, I say to them, you use it in front of people that understand what's going on. They're allowed to say the word in front of me, but they don't say it in front of their grandmother and stuff like that. But yeah, if you can't learn English without learning fuck.
It's big of a taboo in Germany as it is here in the US, for example. We never censor anything on TV or in songs, and in a lot of families, it's pretty normal to grow up hearing and even using curse words.
Actually, that's really noticeable. Actually, I remember about 30 years ago, I went to a swimming hole in Australia, and I was only about 19, and my girlfriend at the time, and we were already dressed in our swimming clothes and everything like that, and there was two women, German girls, and at the time there was a whole lot of old people around at the time, and these girls obviously were tourists. They were coming on, and they came over in front of me and kind of used me as a block while they got changed into their bikinis, and they got totally naked right in front of me and changed into their bikini, and my girlfriend was looking at me like, and I was kind of like, what the fuck's going on here? And then my girlfriend turned around and said, oh, for fuck's sake. And they did not care. These two German girls, they got changed and then jumped into the swimming hole and didn't have a problem. So, that censorship that we put on ourselves in a lot of Western countries, you just don't get that in Europe.
This is one of the words that I mentioned in the other video when I talked about your innerer Schweinehund, which
Alright, so that's a direct translation. So inner is inside, Schweine is pig, and Hund is dog. So inner pig dog. So what's that? Why would you call someone your inner pig dog? So this must have a couple of meanings. I would have thought if you were insulting someone, you'd just say Schweinehund. Ich Schweinehund. Es ist Schweinehund. Why do you have to say inner?
which we call the comfortable, maybe even lazy part inside of ourselves that we need to battle or overcome to do things that aren't really comfortable at the beginning. Like you have to overcome your innerer Schweinehund when working out or getting up in the morning. And it literally translates to internal pig dog. Now, what I didn't mention last time is that we also use this word as an insult for other people, as in du Schweinehund, you pig dog, which can be used with friends in a teasing
Alright, so du Schweinehund. You're a pig dog.
kind of way, as in du Schweinehund, you little bastard. But it can also be meant as an actual insult. Du bist so ein Schweinehund, you're such a bastard. This one is simply a creative
Like I said, the way that you say it is it gives it all the meaning.
way to call someone dumb, and it's Einzeller, which
Okay, so ein is one, and Zeller is cell. One cell. So that's very similar to insular in English. One cell. So basically they're just one, they have one brain cell.
translates to single cell organism, which suggests that the person only has one brain cell, or one cell in general. Now we're getting to insults that are targeted at a person's physique. Of course, it's not actually funny to make fun of someone's body and looks, so don't do that, but the words themselves definitely do sound kind of funny.
Why not? Why is it not alright to make fun of someone's appearance. Jesus, it's part of life.
And people often use these among friends too. The first one is Spargeltarzan.
Alright, so spargel is asparagus. I'm pretty good on my food in German. That's about the only things that I remember, and that's just Tarzan. So asparagus Tarzan. Spargel. Spargel Tarzan. Asparagus Tarzan. Tall. Tall monkey man. Tall monkey man.
Which describes a skinny, possibly tall guy, and it literally translates to asparagus Tarzan. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just funny. I did find the English term beanpole as a translation for that. Do people
Yeah, bean pole. You could also say string pole.
use that? Because the German term Bohnenstange is a thing too, so that would be a direct equivalent. Another
It's a
German term for
beanpole.
tall, skinny, lanky guys is Lauch, which
So I don't know that word. So lauch. There is an English word that's similar to this, but it's similar to the Scottish loch. I think it's L-A-U-G-H-T, loch. But she's saying lauch. Maybe lurch. Because we call a really tall person, we call them a lurch.
has been one of the most used slang terms of the last 10 years, but that one can be used in other contexts as well, like to attack someone's personality, for example. Lauch literally means leek, like the vegetable, and it can be a pretty bad insult, but people also use it in a teasing way with their friends, so it really depends on the context.
Okay, but it's the same principle. So we've got a long vegetable, so we're talking about a tall loch, leek. I'll have to remember that one.
Now we're getting to expressions that you use when you're trying to call someone a coward, and this first one is mostly used by kids, and it's honestly not even that funny. It's just brutally honest, and it's Hosenscheißer.
So hosen is pants and Scheißer is shit. So pants shit, shitter. Pants hosen Scheißer. Pants shitter.
Pants pooper. I know that scaredy pants is an English expression too, so that would probably be the closest equivalent. Now, if you want to
Alright, so someone you call a coward. Alright, so we could use spineless or have no backbone. Americans might say yellow-bellied. That's pretty common in all English, yellow-bellied. But yeah, you could, as kids say, you're maybe not a pants shitter, but maybe a pant wetter, or even a bed wetter. A bed wetter.
be a little more mature with your insults, you could just call the person a Weichei instead.
Oh, it's just, I've stopped it there. I was going to say a Vike eye. I know eye, but I didn't know what a Vike. Soft egg. Alright, so you're just soft.
Soft egg or soft-boiled egg. Not quite sure which one the proper translation would be, but this one also implies that they're a coward.
Yeah, we would just say you're soft.
Or a weak person. Or if you really want to hurt someone, just bring in the big guns of German curse words and call them a Warmduscher.
Warmduscher, warm shower. Why the hell would that be an insult? A Warmduscher. Warm showerer. Does that mean that you piss on yourself? Do you have... So in Australia we say that English people, that when they have a shower they piss on the fan. Warm showerer. Warmduscher. Does that mean that you're a higher level, like you're You got tickets on yourself. You think you're above everyone because you have a warm shower, not like us poor people that have cold showers. But it might have something to do with pissing, because like I said, we say that English people shower with their own piss.
A warm showerer, aka a person that takes warm showers as opposed to cold ones. You know, like tough people would. The last one in this category is specifically directed at men, and it's closely connected to this video of mine where I talked about differences in how Germans and Americans pee. If you haven't seen this, definitely check it out. The comment section is pretty entertaining too. I talked about how in Germany it's normal for boys and men to sit down when they pee. Not always, of course. It's normal for men to use the urinals in public bathrooms, for example, and everyone can do it how they want to at their own home, but when you're visiting someone at their home, it's polite to sit down as a man. Many people even have a sign up in their bathroom that says, "Please sit down." Now, many Americans, especially men, seem to feel attacked in their manhood when I talked about this, and kept commenting underneath the video how in the US it's an insult to say to a guy, "I bet you squat when you pee," or calling them a sitter. Well, surprise!
Yeah, so that is an insult. Or a sissy would be another one.
Even though it is a common practice in Germany for men to sit down to pee, we do have that same
Squat. You're a squatter.
insult. Sitzpinkler, so a
Shit pisser.
sitting pisser, which basically means that they're a wimp. Now, of course, it's complete bullshit to think that it makes someone girly and therefore weak when they sit down to pee. If you really feel attacked in your manhood when someone suggests that, you probably have a few issues to work out there. I mean, we live in the 21st century. This whole chauvinistic behavior of, "I'm a man, nobody can tell me how to pee," hasn't been manly for a while now. And of course, equating being a girl with weak is complete bullshit as well. But I hope that we all agree on that one anyway. But the point
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Philly. I think men are stronger than women. Not emotionally, but definitely physically. Alright, so in Australia, pisser has a different meaning. So pisser means something good. So if you turn around and say, "What a pisser," that means that it's a very good thing. So if I turn around and said, "Philly's video is a pisser," that means that it's a very good video.
point is, yes, that insult exists in Germany as well, and it's in this video because it does sound kind of funny.
But it just shows you that languages are old, and the stereotype, typical feelings that you get, you know, from 200, 300, 400, 500 years ago, they're still present in our language. Yeah. So if you said that to a person 500 years ago, it would actually have some meaning. If you said it to me now, I wouldn't care. I'd turn around and say, "Yeah, so what?"
Now let's move away from the whole coward topic and get to this beautiful word.
Kotzbrocken. Is that brocken or broken? Kotz. I don't know what that word is. Kotzbrocken.
Kotzbrocken. This one's kind of hard to translate, but it means something like a puke chunk, like a chunk or a puke.
You piece of puke. Carrot. Carrotten. Alright, so Kotzbrocken, you puke chunk. You piece of puke. Alright, I could see that.
Piece of vomit? We usually use it to describe a person that just acts in a very unlikable way. I know that people also sometimes use this for teenagers that are just being really annoying and hateful and are driving you crazy. I actually think my parents have said that to me before. Du bist ein ganz schöner Kotzbrocken grad. You're a real puke chunk right now. Okay, this one might be one of the most genius German insults out there because it's not even a vulgar one, and it doesn't actually make sense if you think about it, but it just hits the nail on the head. The term is Lackaffe.
Lackaffe. Lacaffe.
Backpfeife, which literally translates to varnished monkey or something along those lines. Lack has a few different translations.
Yeah, so lacquer in English is varnish. So Arthur is monkey. Why would Arthur be monkey?
Translations in English. It could also be lacquer or patent leather, and the term usually describes a well-dressed, snobby, and arrogant person. I found the terms flash Harry, which is supposedly British English, or real flashy dude as English translations.
You could say highfalutin, which would be an American one. So it's someone who's dressed well, who's pretending to be something. A varnished monkey, which means that they look good, but they're still a monkey.
But I don't know if that describes it as well as Lackerfe. And last but not least, I have on my list the beautiful German term Backpfeifengesicht.
Jesus Christ, Backpfeifengesicht. Backpfeifen is backpipe, isn't it? Pfeifen, pipe. Backpfeifen. Backpipe Gesicht. Has this got something to do with assholes again?
A Backpfeife, literally a baking pipe or baking whistle, is a colloquial term for a slap in the face, and Gesicht means face. So put together, a Backpfeifengesicht is usually used.
Ah, okay, so Bach is baking. A baking pipe face. Baking pipe face. Jesus Christ. Whistle, slap. Die Backpfeife.
To say that someone has a very punchable face, which usually means that you have a problem with them and have the desire to punch them.
Alright, okay, there we go, guys. So, very interesting. Again, so keep learning. And the thing I really love about German is that even if you don't know all the words, you can kind of, because they're compound words. So even if you don't know the actual meaning, you can look at the word and you can kind of work out something that's going on. Of course, you don't get it 100% right all the time, and I don't. I get it about 20% of the time. But anyway, that's what I love about it, and some German words are just fantastic. And I've forgotten the German word for headlight is light thrower, which is just fantastic to me. So anyway, there we go. There's another reaction video to this wonderful channel. I'm really enjoying watching all of her content. Like I said, like and subscribe to her, like and subscribe to me, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Have a great night and auf Wiedersehen, and we'll catch you in the next one. Salada.